This is Leadership TV. See ahead, move ahead, stay ahead.
Welcome to the program, the leadership series from the Titi Affairs Center. In the first topic, we looked at what leadership is not. Today, we're looking at what leadership is. And I have titled it, The 12 Ships Leadership Is. The 12 Ships Leadership Is. And like I said in the previous presentation, I've deliberately chosen ships because the last 4 letters of leadership is ship. And using the ship continuously will help you remember the things that I will share with you. So the 12 ships leadership is. Number 1, leadership is authorship because leaders write their own story. I'm reminded of the story in the book of Ruth. In chapter 1 of the book of Ruth, 3 men died. These 3 men were married to 3 women. One of them was Ruth. So Naomi, whose son that Ruth was married to, called Ruth and said, listen, my son is dead and the story ends here. You need to go back to your people. But Ruth insisted that I want to go to the next chapter of the book of Ruth. Because for Ruth, her story was not a chapter. Her story was a book. And she was not going to allow Naomi to end her story in chapter 1. She wanted to see chapter 2. By the time the story in the book was closing, Ruth had gotten married to a better man, had given birth to Obed, who gave birth to Jesse, who gave birth to David. So in the story of Ruth was a great king. But the first chapter of the story of Ruth didn't show any of those promises. But because Ruth insisted she wanted to write her own story and did not allow Naomi to write a story for her, Ruth eventually lived her life to the fullest. When I came to the Sprinters Road in Accra to start the church, there were so many people, when they saw the way I was suffering, who suggested a lot of things to me. But I knew my story and I wanted to write my own story. People will always step into your life to try to write your stories for you. But listen, true leaders write their own stories. You must have a clear understanding of what God wants you to do and write your own story. Do not allow, people can advise you, but don't give them the pen to write your story for you. Number 2, leadership is scholarship because leaders learn, unlearn, and relearn. 2 ways leaders learn. They learn through experience. For every leader, every experience, whether bitter or sweet, is an opportunity to learn a new lesson. Many people go through experiences, but leaders truly learn through experiences. Every experience of your life is a school. The second way leaders learn is through education. Leaders always avail themselves to learn. I've always said that the gym of the leader's mind is the library. So a leader without a library is a liability. Develop yourself by learning because leadership is scholarship. Number 3, leadership is worship because leaders acknowledge the God factor. Imagine things. There are things that have really influenced your life. For instance, your parents. Many people see me and they said, you are just like your father. You speak like your father. Why? Because who gave birth to me had really influenced who I am. But God did not allow me to choose my parents. So your nationality, if you see a Ghanaian is different from a Nigerian, is different from an American. Your nationality has a lot of influence on you, but God did not allow you to choose it. Your physique, your height, your size, everything has a lot of influence on you, but God did not allow you to choose it. Your tribe has a lot of influence on who you become. Some tribes are known to have experts in certain areas, but God did not allow you to choose it. So why did God not allow you to choose all these things? Because God wanted you to know that He's in charge of your life. He makes the decisions for you. And that is why the God factor is crucial in leadership. And that's why you must spend time in building strong relationship with God through His Son Jesus. Number 4, leadership is censorship, because leaders determine what they accept. Jesus told us a parable of a man who cast a net into the sea, and when he has caught many fish, sat down and selected the good from the bad. He couldn't control what the net caught, but he had the right to determine what he accepted. Now, that's the same thing that must happen to you as a leader. It's not everything you accept. It's not everybody you accept. That is why you must establish your values, and your values must determine what you accept, the opportunities you accept, the people you accept, and the kind of situations you accept. You must build strong values to help you censor your life. Number 5, leadership is leadership. Why is leadership leadership? Because leaders know where they are going and how to get people to go with them. For the best way to lead people is to lead yourself, and let the leadership you provide to yourself lead others as well. You see, many leaders assume that they must lead people and leave themselves. But the first person you are supposed to lead is yourself. The most difficult person to lead is yourself. If you succeed in leading yourself, you can lead anybody at any time, anywhere. Number 6, leadership is stewardship, because true leaders are only trustees. You see, the position you occupy and the opportunities you have, you are holding it in trust for the people you are leading. A man receives nothing unless it is given to him from above. Whoever you are, whatever you have today, was given to you by God. Without him, you are nothing. Without Jesus, you are nothing. So true leaders know this. Sometimes you even see that the people you are leading are better than you. But the grace of God has put you where you are. And that's why you should understand that you are only there for the people and not for yourself. Number 7, leadership is workmanship, because true leaders are achievers. The 3 things that will bring any leader respect are, number 1, your appearance, which determines your charm. And then 2, your attitude, which determines your character. And then 3, your achievement, which determines your respect. It's the leadership achievement that brings leadership respect. A leader who has no trophy is not respected by the people he leads. And that is why you must commit yourself in achieving results and gaining respect. Your results determine your respect. Your success determines your significance. And your achievement determines the accolades that you receive. So leaders must be results-oriented. Number 8 is mentorship, because true leaders learn from other leaders. Your ability, your capacity to learn from other leaders' experience and their wisdom is what will make you a successful leader. In fact, all the heroes of the Bible had mentors. The famous Elisha was mentored by Elijah. Peter was mentored by Jesus. Timothy was mentored by Paul. Joshua was mentored by Moses. And Moses himself was mentored by Jethro. So every great leader has a mentor. The founder of Facebook speaks fondly of the late founder of Apple, Steve Jobs, as his mentor. Who is your mentor? Who do you learn? Who passes on resources of experience to you and knowledge and wisdom to you? For what mentors teach you, you can learn it from any school and any classroom and from any book. Number 9 is hardship. Leadership is hardship, because true leaders know how to handle difficult situations. The downfall of Esau was the fact that he could not handle hardship. He sold his birthright for a cup of porridge. There are many leaders like that who sell their birthright, immediately they go through hardship. But you know, the Bible is clear that endure hardship as a good soldier of Christ. The endurance of hardship is part of the leadership growth and leadership development. And you need to be able to endure hardship. I've been through several hardships. Where I have a university now, I used to be a squatter there. If I had abandoned that my vision at the time and I walked away, I wouldn't have been where I am now. Don't give up. Just continue to fight. You will break through. That's what leaders do. In fact, the hardship you are able to conquer actually become your message. Number 10, leadership is followership. Because leaders know that it is the other side of leadership. You see, leadership is a coin of two sides. The other side is followership. You cannot lead without following. In fact, every true leader is a follower of a leader who is greater than him. And followership requires that you commit time and resources to the service of a leader who is greater than you. In return, you learn on the job. And that's what true leaders actually do. Jesus did not call leaders, he called followers. When he said to the disciples, follow me and I will make you fishers of men. Followership is one of the most effective ways of developing leaders or developing your leadership potential. Number 11 is internship, because leaders know that you learn more on the job than outside the job. I've seen a lot of young people who come from the university and are immediately looking for money. But I've always said that there are two mindsets in which you enter into the job market. Either you are entering the job market with a growth mindset or with a grab mindset. When I was in the Bible school, the principal of the Bible school came from America with an offer for the students. A mission organization was going to pay $100 a month for anybody who volunteers to do local missions. And most of these young pastors in the Bible school abandoned their churches who brought them there and went for the $100. But guess what? I didn't get into ministry with a grab mentality. I got in with a growth mentality. My spiritual father was an experienced man of God, and I was ready to learn from him. 30 years after graduating from Bible school, my Bible school still ranks me as the most successful student they have ever produced. Why? Growth mindset. I have never worked anywhere for the money of it, but for the opportunity to learn. Have an internship mindset and you'll become a great leader. Never stop learning on the job. Number 12, leadership is ambassadorship, because true leaders represent the people. You are the image of the people you lead. People look at you and either disrespect the people you lead or value the people you lead. And that is why you must develop yourself in terms of attitude, appearance, and achievement. Once you do these three things very well, people respect the people you lead, and the people you lead are proud to associate themselves with you. Thank you so much for joining me. I know that this has been a blessing to you. If you haven't watched the first video, it's important you look for it and watch it. Thank you so much. The mission of the Titi Affairs Center is to provide all manner of leadership learning opportunities to all manner of leaders in all manner of ways, mostly at no cost to these leaders who study at the Titi Affairs Center. To be able to finance the Titi Affairs Center and make sure that our projects are sustainable, I want to invite you to buy the Titi Affairs books on Amazon. Any book you buy is donated to the Titi Affairs Center for the development and the training of the next generation of godly servant leaders. Titi Affairs Center every year hosts the African Young Leaders Fellowship Program, where we attract young leaders from across Africa free of charge for a 10-day leadership development program. We also host MELT, the Management, Entrepreneurship, and Leadership Training Program. And this attracts also young men and women who spend weekends with us here at no cost to them at all. Titi Affairs Center also hosts some of the biggest young pastors leadership conference. Is called IPLAS, the International Pastors and Leaders Under 40 Summit, where we house over 3,000 young pastoral leaders at no cost to them at all in our facilities. And we want you to support us to keep doing these things. Recently, we signed an MOU with the biggest student organization in Ghana, NUGS, the National Union of Ghana Students, to provide free leadership training to student leaders across the country. This is worth supporting. And above all, the Titi Affairs Center is also a mission center where this training offers us the opportunity to serve Jesus with our participants. Why don't you support the Etiti Affair Center by buying a Etiti Affair book, by creating a Etiti Affair library right now? Do it now, and the Lord will bless you.
This is Leadership TV. See ahead, move ahead, stay ahead.